Carl and Lou here from Brrrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short, and it is track by track time, festive track by track time in fact, although it's been a bit of a struggle this year to come up with content because we've done so much over the years. So it's like, well, unless people are releasing new albums, it's harder to find ones we haven't done already, and ones that aren't compilations in groups and stuff like that. But happily, sometimes people make it easy by releasing a Christmas album. This is Mark Tremonti's Christmas Classics New and Old. Of course, the Grammy Award-winning musician, producer, author, as well as founding member of renowned rock bands Alter Bridge and Creed. Yep, whether you like them or not, you can't say they aren't groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Significant bands. So this is a charity fundraising effort. His first ever holiday album, Christmas Classics New and Old. Tremonti's interpretation of 9 holiday classics with 1 original pen song. And this was kind of born from the success of his interpretation of songs Frank Sinatra made famous on his charity album Tremonti Sings Sinatra. So Mark decided to partner up with the incredible orchestra from that album to work on this holiday album, released through his Take a Chance for Charity organisation benefiting the charity NDSS. So it's a charity album as well. Now, it should be noted that this isn't really this isn't a metal album, and it's a bit of a stretch to even call it a rock album, I think, as well. Yeah, like a big stretch to call it that, considering it comes from a rock artist. This is an album of more swing style songs with a bit of jazz here and there, pop stuff like that. Sits in the same world, I think, to a certain degree because of the jazz and all that. But yeah, you might be in a bit of a surprise if you're expecting to hear rocked up versions of some of these classics. Yeah,
that's what I thought going into it. Thought it was, and I was like, oh no, it's just literally his interpretation. It really is.
It does share a lot in common with the Tremonti Sings Sinatra because there's a lot. The style is very similar to that. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of Rat Pack style.
Yeah, and he's got the voice for it.
Yeah, he has got a good voice. And here's the thing, but I was actually quite pleased about that in the end because I was like, oh man, I don't want to hear another rocked up version of Jingle Bells, another rocked up version of The First Noel. Like, we've heard all of this, unless it's going to be that interesting. At least I got to hear variations.
And I've already got my favourite ones of those as well.
Yeah, there is that as well, so like, and it's harder to top. So, yeah, it is 10 tracks long with 1 original track. We'll get to that, of course. And to be honest, the 9 tracks that is covered, you've heard a lot of them done before. It's very familiar stuff. But like all track by tracks, we're going to talk it through. But overall, what did you enjoy this? Are you happy with it in the end?
I did. I think it's just very nice just to have it on the background. Yeah. Over Christmas. It's nice. It's just family.
Inoffensive.
Family friendly. People might listen to it because they like Mark Tremonti and go, oh, okay, nice voice. Yep. Appreciate it for what it is. Yeah,
so, you know, your grandmother's not going to be offended by it. Oh, no. Your parents are going to like it. Just something like it's very, very easy listening. Okay, we begin with the most wonderful time of the year. It's a smile-inducing opener that has swing tendencies and makes ample use of the orchestra he has enlisted. It's a nice version of it, and I think his voice sounds great.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
So yeah, a solid opener for me.
It's a good classic one to cover in this style because it's.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, this style.
This style is very nice for it because you've got to have a good, powerful voice to kind of hit some of the notes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the highs and the actual
you got to really go for it. Yeah, it was a really, really strong opening. So I was like, okay. Once I got over the thing, it's not going to be rock at all.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I'm involved.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it immediately. Yeah. And that kind of follows into Jingle Bells. It's a fun cover, even if it's been done to death. The real star of this track, though, is the vocal interplay between Tremonti and his choir. I think the way they work off each other here, saying different words and lines here and stuff like that, is way more enjoyable. Although I did notice the way he says horse was really odd in this. Horse? It's really, really weird where he says horse.
He says another word differently as well.
Yeah.
That stuck out in my
head. I wrote it down. I wrote it down because that's weird when he says horse. Yeah.
Horse.
Yeah.
I like the group vocals to start it off because I don't think I've heard that in other covers of it. The beginning part, but they all no.
I don't. I think it was different too. Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah. I like choirs. I like give me something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think the choir is one of the strongest parts of this album.
Definitely. I'm like, I like more. I could have had more of it in some songs, to be honest.
Yeah. The Christmas song, a very jazzy version that you can easily picture being played at a bar on Christmas Eve while the patrons warm themselves up with whiskies and brandies.
I can't hear the line "chestnuts roasting on an open fire" without thinking of my dad making a bad joke.
Okay.
So it always makes me smile for that reason. I do think the song overall is a bit dull. So it's not my favourite Christmas song. So a cover of it with nothing different didn't really grab me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christmas Morning, the original track, the one original track, and I really like it. I think it's a really sweet and reflective piece of music with strong cinematic value. I think the vocals are very good and the lyrical content is very festive.
I didn't care for it.
Okay.
I thought it was a bit schmuck. I know the whole
Schmaltzy,
thing.
yeah.
The whole
Of course
thing
it
was
is.
sweet, but I just didn't. I don't know, because it's not a classic. It's not a new. It's a new song, so you have to kind of get your brain around it. I didn't really like it much.
Okay. The First Noel. A very powerful rendition. I like the colder vibe this one has, isolating the vocals and really playing up the melodramatic side of things. For me, I've noticed it's often the carol covers that seem to work better for me, especially with the orchestra. And I think this is a great example of grandeur that has a touch of emotion to it.
This is like my favourite on this.
Oh, really? Okay, it's a
Yeah.
very strong track.
Yeah, I think it's got a voice like Bailey's. I thought very on theme Christmas.
Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel.
Yeah, I was quite surprised about how much I like Tremonti's voice.
Yeah, and the choir's just a really big thing for me, and it has a really nice touch having that, and it feels epic and really well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's certain hymns that I just really certain hymns are like, oh, I can't be dealing with this one, but there's something really powerful about it. Even if you're not religious at all, you can still get it.
As I said, I wasn't even just talking about this, but like when I think of the great artists who have done Christmas songs that really are some of my favourite, it often is always almost always the hymns that get me, the carols that get me more interested than the actual like here's a pop song. A good example of that is Santa Claus is Coming to Town is next. It's back to being peppy and danceable with this one. The Uber swing style is back, but I find it very forgettable.
Yeah, nice enough but no oomph for me. And again, it's one of them ones that's like when you go shopping, it's background music in shops and
I don't care for it.
I think after the powerful First Noel, to go into that, it was a bit like, oh, can I have more of the carol? Can I have more of the hymns, please?
Yeah, but I also think like no, it makes sense to switch to this, so I don't have a problem
enough,
with that. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. This offers up some finger snapping, jazz infused chill. I like this one. It's all right.
Yeah, I really like this. I've always liked Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. It's done in a musical, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Judy Garland singing it in that.
Okay.
And it's done at a really sad moment in the film, and it's a little sister's crying, and it's very sweet. I really kind of got memories of that. I liked it. Suits his voice perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let It Snow. Again, you can hear this one being played at a party. However, I will say, when I say that, one would kind of be served. I don't mean like, your great uncles downing 3 Fosters in the corner.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. I'm talking about, nibbles, champagne, black tie events.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. The flair is going to put a smile on many faces with this one. I think it's a good version of it.
It feels like a film soundtrack. It feels like
Cinematic, There's a lot of cinematic value to this album.
Yeah, they've
The orchestra is strong.
Yeah, done it really well. And it's not just some half-assed attempt. It's like, no, if we're going to do this, we'll do it properly.
I agree.
But yeah, it has been done loads and loads.
Yeah.
So probably won't put it on the playlist. But
It's easy enough to skip by,
Yeah.
Oh Holy Night, often the highlight of any Christmas covers album, because I think it's just the peaks and valleys. It's why with the right voice and the right flair and the right cinematic value, it always works. And I think Tremonti does deliver a rousing and melodramatic version, exactly as it should be. His voice is a little too wavery at times here. I find just a little bit, but it's still one of the highlights of the album. It's still a great version.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth.
So I do prefer the hymn ones. It shows off the vocals better for me. I'd have more choir everywhere. I really like the choir.
Yeah. And last but not least, the finale. It is This Christmas. It's a heartwarming finale with levels of excitability.
A nice peppy one to finish on. I enjoyed it, but it's not the strongest cover.
Agreed.
Yeah, I didn't... Yeah, I think it's a bit forgettable.
I think it works fine as an outro kind of song, coming off back of Holy Night and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly not a playlist one for me.
No.
Yeah, so overall, like, it was a nice surprise. And what I really liked is it's not over-egging the pudding,
Yeah, not too long.
Yeah, this could have been 15, 16 tracks.
Yeah.
It's not, it's 10. There's only one original. Each one is maybe 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
There's about some a little bit less than that, some are slightly over. You're done in half an hour.
Yeah, I think we would put this back on again in the background while we're doing stuff.
I think I would happily have. I think there's a couple of this tracks that have already ended up in my Christmas playlist.
Yeah.
Alongside other things. So that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Speaking
definitely.
of which, then which are the three? We have three, of course,
Okay.
and I'll go first.
Oh,
No,
okay.
go on, and you go first. Then.
Yes, Reindeer goes first. Jingle Bells, The First Noel, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Oh wow. Okay. Christmas Morning.
Yep.
The original track, I do really like it. The First Noel and Oh Holy Night.
Ah, so we definitely both agreed on The First Noel then.
Yeah. Weirdly, I'd probably say it is the strongest track overall. I love Oh Holy Night because I just love that song. I think of the two, because of the wavy vocals, I think The First Noel is stronger. It's when he gets to the Noel and you get that quite like it's powerful stuff.
And yeah, so you can get the emotion and like the power behind it, even if you don't get the religious aspect
Of course.
it. It's just really well done. Yeah.
It is. Nice little surprise there. Tremonti's Christmas classics, new and old. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts on it? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments and have yourself a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.